Hello English learners! Welcome to my channel Dr. Malika Kuti. Today I'm going to continue with the present perfect simple. Yesterday, in the previous video, we saw that the present perfect simple or the present perfect, sometimes it is called only the present perfect, that it is used for actions that began in the past and either still continue in the present or have been completed recently. Okay, today we're going to see some more details about the present perfect simple. All right, we use the present perfect simple when we want to make it clear that an action has been completed. Example, we have repaired the oven. It means the oven works now. We usually use the present perfect simple with state verbs. For example, verb to be, to seem, to prefer, to believe, to know, to like, to love, to hate, etc. Example, how long have you known Peter? Good. We use the present perfect simple for naturally short actions like break, start, fall over. Example, have you broken the door? Good. We use the present perfect simple with never, ever, yet, before, since, for, recently, etc. Example, I haven't met Jim yet. Anne has never written a poem. But don't use since with an amount of time. Use for instead. Here, what do we mean? When we want to focus or talk about the starting point of the action or when the action started, we use since. But if we focus on the period of time or the duration of the action, we use for. Look at these examples. I have been here since 3 weeks. This is incorrect. We say, I have been here for 3 weeks. Great. All right. So we saw that the present perfect simple is formed by subject followed by have or has plus the past participle of the verb. Here, I want to draw your attention to this. When we can use the contracted form, especially in spoken English. We say we've finished. I have finished. I've finished. You have finished. You've finished. He has lost. He's lost. She has lost. She's lost. It has lost. It's lost, etc. Great. The present perfect simple is have or has plus past participle. The past participle often ends in ed, as in, for example, finished, decided, etc. It means with regular verbs. But many important verbs in English are irregular. For example, you've got lost, which is the past participle of verb to lose, done, a verb to do, written, a verb to write, etc. When we say that something has happened, this is usually new information. For example, oh, I've hit my car. Another example, the roads are closed. There's been an accident. It means there has been an accident. There's been an accident. Police have arrested 2 men right after the robbery. Great. When we use the present perfect simple, there is a connection with now. The action in the past has a result now. For example, where's your book? I've lost it. It means I don't have it now. She told me her address, but I've forgotten it. It means I can't remember it now. Is Margaret here? No, she's gone out. It means she is out now. I can't find my bag. Have you seen it? It means, do you know where it is now? Good. You can use the present perfect simple with just, already, and yet. And we have already seen this, in the previous video. Good. Just. What is the meaning of just? Just means a short time ago. For example, are you hungry? No, I've just had lunch. Another example, hi, have you just finished? Good. We use already to say that something happened sooner than expected. For example, don't forget to send the letter. I've already sent it. Another example, what time is Mike leaving? He's already gone. Great. Now we move to yet. Yet means until now. Yet shows that the speaker is expecting something to happen. So use yet only in questions and negative sentences. Has it stopped snowing yet? I've read the exercise, but I haven't done it yet. Good. Now there's a note. Don't use the simple present. I'm saying the simple present in a sentence containing since. Use the present perfect. For example, I am here since September 5th. I am. Here I have am, verb to be in the present simple. And I have since. No, this is not correct. Here I should use the present perfect simple. I say, I have been here since September 5th. Good. Up to now, we have been dealing with the present perfect simple. Now, let's move to the present perfect continuous or the present perfect progressive. So it is formed as follows: subject plus have or has plus been plus present participle of the verb. Let's take an example. Affirmative form. I have been reading. He has been reading. Interrogative form. Have I been reading? Has he been reading? Negative form. I haven't been reading. He hasn't been reading. Great. Use the present perfect progressive for an action that began in the past and is still happening now. In many cases, you can also use the present perfect, simple here we mean. For example, John and I have been cleaning the garage since early morning. It means up to this moment, we are cleaning the garage. The action is still continuing. It began in the morning and it is still continuing. Another example, I have been thinking a lot about my projects. I have been thinking a lot about my projects. Another example, you have been doing your best. I know. You have been doing your best. I know. The last example here, she hasn't been working well lately. She hasn't been working well lately. Number 2, sometimes there is no difference in meaning between the present perfect and the present perfect progressive. Take this example. My family has lived in Canada for 6 years. Or my family has been living in Canada for 6 years. So both are correct. If you use the present perfect simple, it's correct. If you use the present perfect continuous, in this context, it is correct too. Great. Now, let's see or let's compare the present perfect and the present perfect progressive. Sometimes there is a difference in meaning between these two senses. Okay, good. Use the present perfect progressive to emphasize that the action is still going on. Example, Kate and I have been working hard all day, which means we are still working. Use the present perfect simple to emphasize that the action is complete. Example, Kate and I have worked hard all day. It means now we are resting, we are not working. Good. Another point. Use the present perfect progressive to emphasize the action. Example, she has been writing novels for many years. Another example, someone has been using my laptop, said Helen. In the other side, use the present perfect simple to emphasize the result. She has written many nice novels. Here I am focusing on the result, that she has written many nice novels. Someone has broken my laptop, said Helen. Another point, use the present perfect progressive to tell how long something has been happening. For example, how long have you been teaching English? How long have you been teaching English? So when I ask a question about the period of time, I use how long. So how long plus auxiliary, which is have, plus subjects, plus been, plus verb, plus ing, etc. So I've been teaching it for 26 years. In the other side, use the present perfect simple to tell amounts. It means how much, how many, and how many times something has happened. Example, how many art classes have you taken? Answer, I've taken 4. Great. Let's move to practice. Okay. Number 1, present perfect simple or present perfect progressive. Choose the correct one. 1. I have been painting or have painted the kitchen. I should be finished soon. Number 2. You have been breaking or you have broken my window. Number 3. I have liked or I have been liking the Beatles since I was 12. Number 4. Oh no, Karen has just been falling over or has just fallen over. 5. Somebody has read or has been reading my letters. This one has been opened. 6. It has been snowing or it has snowed here for days. It won't stop until next week. So you have to choose between the first form or the second one. Good. Second exercise, put the state verbs in brackets into the present perfect simple, I have remembered, or the present perfect progressive, I have been remembering. Number 1, happy birthday, darling. I remember to buy you a present. Number 2, lately, I remember the happy times we spent together all those years ago. 3, she preferred classical music to pop ever since she was a child. 4, surely Andrew believed in fairies for long enough. Let's tell him the truth. 5, Arthur tasted all the food as I put it on the table. Exercise 3. Write sentences. Use the present perfect simple or the present perfect progressive, or both. Write 2 sentences where possible. The information is from a child's school report. Number 1, he not do enough work. Number 2, he make a bit more effort this term. 3, he not learn to behave properly in class yet. 4, he never like maths and he do very little work all term. Exercise 4. Present perfect simple and present perfect progressive in context. Put in the right form of the verb in in brackets. Sometimes more than one answer is possible. This is a job reference in formal English. William Epson worked in the parks department for the last 6 months. Throughout this time, he trained as a gardener under my supervision, and I can confirm that I watch his progress closely. I must inform you that Mr. Epson be in prison for burglary. However, during his time with us, he be in charge of money several times and never attempt to steal it. For most of his time here, he helped to grow new trees in the greenhouses. He learned quickly and he not be late for work once. We would recommend Mr. Epson for the post he applied for. Great. Now we move to the last exercise. Complete each sentence with either the present or the present perfect simple or the present perfect progressive form of any verb that fits the content. The subject is provided if necessary. There is more than one correct answer for one sentence. Example, why haven't you called me in the past few days? So this is given for you. Number 1, Professor Hill, the same class for 20 years. Number 2, Professor Hill, several textbooks about his subject. Number 3, how many times Eric and Joanne's the TOEFL? Number 4, you ever a shark? Number 5, I'm sorry I'm late. How long you? Okay, we stop at here. I hope you have benefited from this video, and I'd like you to do the exercises and put the correction or the correction of the exercises in the comments below. Good luck and thank you.